Warm greetings. Today is Tuesday, October 7, 2025. This is meteorologist Ruben Garcia speaking. At the time of recording this video, it is 11:30 in the morning, local time in the northeastern Caribbean, where we continue to monitor what is now Tropical Storm Jerry, which formed earlier this morning, as reported by the National Hurricane Center. So, we finally have an official forecast from the National Hurricane Center, confirming that the expectation is for the circulation center of future Hurricane Jerry to pass just east and northeast of the Lesser Antilles, close enough that residents in the northern Lesser Antilles should continue monitoring its evolution, as heavy rainfall, gusty winds, and dangerous marine conditions could affect the region between Wednesday and Friday. For residents of Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, the outlook looks favorable since the indirect effects of future Hurricane Jerry appear to remain over Atlantic waters. Still, it's always important to keep an eye on it in case it shifts slightly farther west than anticipated. Looking at updated projections from the specialized track models, there's generally good consensus over the next 48 hours that the system will move toward the west-northwest, and by Thursday morning, it should begin curving northwest to north, which would keep the circulation center just east of the Caribbean. Even so, we still have a few models showing a more westward track, and although that scenario is unlikely, it's the reason we continue to monitor for any changes in the projections. In the 11 a.m. advisory, the National Hurricane Center indicated that its forecast track took into consideration the projections from Google's artificial intelligence model, which has been quite accurate this hurricane season. Here we can see several scenarios. While most agree on a path about 100 to 150 miles east and northeast of the Lesser Antilles, a few members show a slightly farther west track, which is why residents in the northern Lesser Antilles should remain attentive to the evolution of Tropical Storm Jerry. Moreover, there is still considerable uncertainty regarding its future intensity. Most models maintain it as a Category 1 or 2 hurricane when near the Caribbean, but others strengthen it into a major hurricane, Category 3 or 4. The maximum intensity it reaches as it approaches the Caribbean will influence the conditions expected across the northern Lesser Antilles. Based on this, here we have the official forecast from the National Hurricane Center. It is expected to become a Category 1 hurricane by around midnight Thursday, and eventually strengthen with maximum sustained winds of 90 miles per hour when it reaches its closest point to the northeastern Caribbean. However, the NHC acknowledges there is uncertainty about how strong it could get in this region. For this reason, the NHC mentions that tropical storm watches may be issued for islands including Antigua, St. Barthélemy, St. Kitts, and Nevis, and Antigua and Barbuda. At this time, no tropical storm watches are anticipated for Puerto Rico or the Virgin Islands. Another favorable factor for the Caribbean is that if Tropical Storm Jerry maintains this track, its strongest winds will stay over Atlantic waters, since the northeast and east quadrants of the circulation are the strongest. This is evident in the global model projections. For example, the American model shows a Category 2 hurricane passing about 150 miles east of the islands, and in orange shading you can see that tropical storm force winds, with some luck, would remain over Atlantic waters, though close enough that a tropical storm watch might still be issued for parts of the Lesser Antilles. The European model, with a slightly more eastward track about 175 miles northeast of the islands, keeps tropical storm force winds away from the Caribbean, while the German model also maintains a track roughly 100 miles east of the region, with the strongest winds staying offshore. So, if the National Hurricane Center's forecast holds, sustained tropical storm and hurricane force winds should remain over the Atlantic, though we cannot rule out gusts of tropical storm strength affecting the northern Lesser Antilles between Thursday and Friday. Likewise, the heaviest rainfall should remain offshore, but some strong showers are still expected across the northern half of the Lesser Antilles, with projections indicating 50 to 100 millimeters of rainfall from Wednesday through Friday. Therefore, caution is advised due to the possibility of localized flooding. Lastly, some indirect effects will also be felt in the form of strong swells affecting parts of the northern Lesser Antilles and eventually Puerto Rico's northern coast. According to the latest projection from the European model, waves between 8 and 10 feet could impact the area later this week and into the weekend. Here at Hurricane Info, I'll continue closely monitoring the evolution of Tropical Storm Jerry, and if necessary, I'll record another video later today or early tonight. To make sure you don't miss those updates, I invite you to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and click the bell icon to receive notifications whenever I upload new videos. I hope you all have an excellent afternoon. See you next time.